gorgeous Rocky Mountain scenery, first-class rail service, and a concert at nearly 10,000 feet. Those are just some of the things you will experience on our next railway. Time to venture to southern Colorado and board the Rio Grande Scenic Railroad. The railway offers 2 locations for you to start your trip: the small town of La Vida, or on the other side of the mountain in Alamosa. The Rio Grande Scenic Railroad offers an open catalog of experiences and rail adventures on board some of this country's most historic and vintage rail equipment. From steam locomotives, open-air cars, a diesel-powered streamliner, to one of the most storied rail cars in the world, all while traveling through some of the most breathtaking scenery in the West. One of the best ways to feel like you've truly stepped back in time is to take this journey when the railroad is operating their 1910 steam engine.
Even for people who grew up without steam, me, my children, my parents, they come down in the morning and the steam locomotive pulls up to pick them up and everybody stands there with wide eyes and you can hear them all thinking, this is really cool.
Number 18 was originally built to haul heavy loads of iron ore in the Great Lakes region and is perfectly suited for the steep grades of this part of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. She's been completely rebuilt with many modern updates, including one that helps protect the environment. This engine runs on 100% recycled motor oil. Still, the new technology doesn't take away from the powerful effect a century-old locomotive can have.
It is a vehicle taking people back in time. It gives them a glimpse of the past where things were simpler, life was a little slower, and kind of the whole San Luis Valley here is like that.
One of the best places to absorb all the scenery that surrounds you on this trip is in one of the railway's full-length dome cars. These cars were used on trains between Chicago, Texas, the Grand Canyon, and the West Coast.
All right, ladies, 2 ribbons for you.
Thank you. Here, passengers are able to relive a little taste of the past. Only 20 of these cars were ever built, and were considered the pinnacle of luxury for long-distance travelers in the 1950s. Even today, this car opens up some fond memories.
As a youngster, I took the trains from Chicago to Los Angeles, and it was one of my great experiences. And I think they do a great thing for our country. They bring back the fun times of the train.
More than a half a century later, you realize that a car that offers a front row seat in the great outdoors never goes out of style.
It's intimate, it's very elegant, and you're able to see the view beautifully, almost like you're outdoors.
The only thing that can get you any closer to nature is an open-air car like the Lookout Mountain.
Just take your breath away whenever it's amazing. It's hard. It's hard to describe the mountains itself. It's hard to describe this open air. It's just, you shouldn't ride a train any other way.
While a trip through some of America's most spectacular landscapes should be enough, the folks who run the Rio Grande Scenic wanted to offer something more, something to fill your ears and feed your soul. And you'll find it at the top of La Vida Pass, in a remote place called Fur.
I'd rather see the tree.
Each weekend during the regular season, the Rio Grande Scenic features different artists, with music that complements the blue skies and open air of the Southern Rockies.
They put Geronimo in jail down south where he couldn't look.
Michael Martin Murphey is a regular in the concert series that takes place in one of the greenest music venues in the world. All the electric power comes from the wind and the sun.
It's kind of fun to sit up there with the breeze and you can hear the wind generator in the background perking along and you know you're not burning any fuel. We're not creating any impact to the environment there.
1, 2, 3. Here we go. Life is like a mountain railroad with an
The only way to get to and from Fur is by this train. So even the performers are on board, and along the way, there's always time to break out the instruments for a jam session in the club car. A club car that's earned its own place in music history. You see, the Mardi Gras is one of the original cars from the city of New Orleans, the Illinois Central train that could get you from Chicago to the Big Easy in a single day. The song, the lyrics, the story come alive as you're able to relive that history. But the magic that people feel today was something that the railroad's president, Ed Ellis, experienced a long time ago.
I rode on this car when I was 12 years old, and when I learned to play the guitar, like Steve Goodman, who wrote the song, I sat back here in 1968 and jammed with people on my way to Grenada, Mississippi on the city of New Orleans.
Ed wants other people to share that moment, to share that magic. This is an excursion created by folks who realize that people are looking for a variety of things, whether it's history, music, incredible scenery, or just a family adventure. They want others to live it and to share it.
You know, it's a special business, and it's about creating memories, and it's about family, and it's about nostalgia, and it's about having a good time.
And you go home and tell your friends, man, I just did a unique thing I've never done before. I rode a train to a concert. It was fantastic. Michael Martin Murphey was on the train. He came back and signed autographs. He jammed with us in the club car. I mean, this is a story that you just can't get anywhere else. Not on a train. You can't get this anywhere else.
Nowhere else but a place where the earth meets the sky. In southern Colorado, on board the Rio Grande Scenic Railroad.